And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to MotorMaster Monday. It is main event time, folks, live from Kansas Speedway on NASCAR Heat 5. It is round 33 of 36 here for the 2021 NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series season. Hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5, and we're rocking and rolling. Stage 1, Kansas Speedway. It is the Lottery 300, folks, and it is the very first playoff race in the round of 8, so a lot of these drivers looking to hit the lottery here tonight and punch their ticket into the championship for a win gets you in. Jesse Carlson in the 20 on the pole for this race, qualified first, but the lead has changed hands only once ever since the drop of the green flag. Matt Smith qualified deeper in the field, and he's now taking over that top spot. Ayrton Frederick scored in the 3rd position, and we have a spin on the front straightaway. The 6 machine of Jackson Stock was involved. Wow. Trey Hollywood in the 8 car, Rumble Strips in the 66. Jason Doro got a little piece of it right there at the end. And did this end stage 1?
No.
Okay, so this is interesting, folks. These drivers did not need to make a green flag scheduled pit stop if this stage 1 went the entire distance. Stage 1, 22 laps. The fuel tanks can hold about 27. And this is going to make things really interesting. We might see some drivers stay out and try to get the stage points, or we might see some drivers come down to take 2 only. The possibilities are wide open. Oh, man. I'm NOSSCAR CEO Tyler McMurder and founder, along with our 2 in-race reporters, Alex Tesdall in the 16, one of our round of 8 drivers, and Cameron Norton in the 1, just barely was eliminated here earlier tonight at the Charlotte Roval. And thanks a bunch for tuning in. Very first race in the round of 8. Rumble Strip. Rumble Strip is going to gamble. He takes the lead. They enter the restart zone. The green flag has been shown to these drivers. We're restarting with only 2 laps to go. Is it 2?
Yeah. Yes.
That's what I thought. Yeah, Matt Smith with a power move to the bottom. They split Rumble Strip in the 66 car. And the 10 car leads the charge down the back straightaway. A lap and a half remaining. Jesse Carlson in the 20, a playoff driver. On high hopes for the Charlotte Roval race earlier tonight. Finished 3rd in that one. Now he's stuck on the top 3 wide with Kevin Tattersall and Ayrton Frederick in the 15. Cameron Norton with a big move to the bottom. He's looking for stage points. The white flag is in the air. Alex Tesdall there as well. He would love him some stage points. He's got 2 wins this season and now scored in the 5th position. The high line is rolling. Kevin Tattersall trying to put it to good use. And he's bringing Cameron Norton in the 1 with them up there. Alex Tesdall in the 16 was able to drive around Ayrton Frederick for the 4th spot. Coming to the line, Matt Smith is going to claim stage 1 here in the Lottery 300 at Kansas Speedway. Kevin Tattersall 2nd, Cameron Norton 3rd, Alex Tesdall in 4th, and Ayrton Frederick in 5th. What a wild start to the race. We've only seen 1 caution for an on-track incident, and that really provided us for a wild sprint to the finish of stage 1. And the top 5 drivers I mentioned are the ones getting the stage points, and only one of those drivers is, 2 of those drivers are not a part of the round of 8. Let's throw it down to the in-race reporter Cameron Norton, driver of the 1. Cameron, you drove all the way up into 3rd there in that stage. How's the car feeling?
Freaky fast. Wondering where this was last stage. Could have used last race. Could have used it, but hey, we're looking forward for our first win.
Absolutely you are, and you're off to a great start. Throw it over to Alex Tesdall quick, driver of the 16. Alex, you're a round of 8 driver, 2 wins this season. You're up into 5th after stage 1. How's the car feeling?
Really fast. Let's keep it in one piece and hopefully run for the win.
Well, you got the lead. That's a great start. You're alongside Trenton Krentz, the 2-time NOSSCAR World Champion in that 36 car from Gran Turismo Sport, and the green flag is back in the air. They head into turn 1. That's Nick Don Francesco in the 5 car. Long-time NOSSCAR driver, and he's currently the points leader for the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series on Tuesdays. So check in with us again tomorrow night to watch him go and battle for that championship. Alex Tesdall holding tough on the outside, getting a push from Trenton Krentz. Jordan Roughton in the 18 is up there in 4th. Trey Hollywood in the 8 car scored in 5th, and he's coming off a 5th place finish earlier tonight at the Charlotte Roval. Trey Hollywood is in that pink and, I guess it's purple and orange car. And to the top side goes Alex Tesdall, and to the race lead as well. Nick Donfrancesco came up and squeezed Trenton Krentz in the wall, and back through the field he goes. So many different lines being used at Kansas Speedway. 3 wide, 4 wide, from the back of the pack all the way to the front. And there's Timmy Brown, former Brickyard 200 winner. He's got Rumble Strip right behind him. Trenton Krentz, Jason Armstrong there with them right there. Armstrong made it into the round of 8. There you see him. He's the 8th seed driver in the round of 8, so it would be a Cinderella story if Armstrong can make it all the way to the Final 4. He knows that, the fans know that, and we would all love to see that. Good action all over this racetrack. Alex Tesdall leads. Nick Donfrancesco, Jordan Roughton, Kevin Tattersall, Cameron Norton, the top 5. Justin Franklin in the 11. He was eliminated in the round of 12. He scored in the 6th position. It's the highest he's been running all race long. He's right behind the 1 car of Cameron Norton. Cameron given a bit of a safe distance in between himself and Kevin in the 54 through 1 and 2 that time by. Closes in, going into 3 with the draft. To the inside when Nick Donfrancesco. He's getting that run every now and then, trying to put it to good use by getting to the inside of Alex Tesdall to take the lead, but the run that the top line gets coming out of these turns is very strong, and it's tough to complete passes. They're 3 wide in turns 1 and 2. Whoa, Cameron Norton had to grab a handful of steering wheel at the same time. Kevin Tattersall hit the wall in turn 2, and a number of cars had to go to the inside of him. This is hard playoff racing, folks. Oh, nearly contact between the 11 and the 18. They're good buddies on and off the racetrack. They actually went to the Atlanta race for the NASCAR Cup Series this past weekend and had a great time doing that. They're running 2nd and 3rd here at Kansas Speedway. Stage 2, round 32 of the 2021 NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series season, and first race in the round of 8. And they're all chasing Alex Tesdall. Alex is a round of 8 driver, so the fact that he's up there and able to take the lead laps, it shows us a lot. And I think a lot of these other playoff drivers are taking notice that maybe Alex Tesdall should not be taken lightly in this round of 8. Just behind him, Jordan Roughton completed the pass for 2nd in that 18 car. Justin Franklin in the 11 is now stuck up on the outside. Brett Baker in the 21, and Ayrton Frederick trying to go to the inside and complete the pass. This is going through turns 3 and 4 now. 3 wide yet again. Seen a lot of that in this race, and I don't think we're done seeing that. It's been a wild race since the drop of the green flag in this one. Only 1 caution for an on-track incident, and none of these drivers giving up anytime soon. They're all racing like it's the last lap. There's a lot on the line here in this Kansas race. Little deeper in the field, a couple cars made contact with the wall coming out of turn 2. No harm, no foul, just goes to show that these drivers are pushing these cars to their limits. That's what I was thinking, and that's a shame. He had a great run earlier tonight at the Charlotte Roval. Top 5 finish there, just barely missed out on the round of 8. Cameron Norton did by 2 points. Oh, contact was made there between Trey Hollywood and Ayrton Frederick. Matt Smith was right behind them when the contact took place. He had nowhere to go. He lost 3 or 4 positions because of it. They're still battling really hard there for those positions. And all of that is allowing the second group of cars to drive away. We have a crash now. Matt Smith and Ayrton Frederick collided coming out of turn 4. Heavy contact with the outside wall. This is more than likely going to draw a caution.
Yep, yellow's out.
Second caution of the race for an on-track incident. And it's not exactly what Alex Tesdall wanted to see. He had the lead and was able to drive away by about 5, 6, 7 car lengths over that second group of drivers. A solid start for Alex Tesdall for this race. Looking to win the lottery here tonight. The Lottery 300 at Kansas Speedway. 2 wins for him this season, both of which came on short tracks. See if he can get it done on a 1.5 miles. Jordan Roughton, Brett Baker, Destin Franklin running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And we'll get an update for everybody on how many laps are remaining in Stage 2 when they take the green flag again. And on the front row for the restart, it's going to be Alex Tesdall and Jordan Roughton. They take the green now, and they're down and away. 7 to go in Stage 2. Top 5 get the stage points, and those are critical for these drivers that are looking to punch their ticket into the round of 4. A win gets you in, but if you got to point your way in, those top 5s in the stages, they add up, and there was contact there from 2nd and 3rd, 4th on back. Jordan Roughton, Brett Baker, they settled down. They're rolling again. I think it's going to be the outside line that eventually has the advantage. Everyone just kind of needs to survive at this point. 6 laps to go. The Bruv Motorsports car is looking quick. They're 1 and 3 now. Dustin Franklin in the 11 looking to make it 1-2. And the 5 of Nick Don Francesco is holding strong up there, holding tough in 2nd. Daytona 500 winner Brett Baker now up to 3rd. Kevin Tattersall using the outside line to his advantage and bringing his teammate Jordan Roughton with him. The 54 and the 18. And that's Jason Doro in that purple and black Chevy Camaro right there with him and having a good run in the top 10. Nick Don Francesco got really loose in that black and silver number 5 Toyota Supra. There you see him to the inside of Dustin Franklin. Had to grab a handful of steering wheel and save the car there. Kevin Tattersall made a big move to the bottom looking for the lead. Couldn't quite get the job done. Hard to make passes here at Kansas Speedway. You get that run. You go to the bottom, no one goes with you, and then sometimes you get held out to dry and you get shuffled a couple of cars back. Kevin Tattersall squeezed his way back into line, put Jordan Roughton in the wall in the process, and now it's Brett Baker looking for the lead on the outside, and that opened the door for Kevin Tattersall down low. Twenty drivers started this race. It's a 100-lap race. Stage 1 was 22 laps. Stage 2, I believe, is 18. We can confirm that with Alex when he's not too busy. Brett Baker looking for the lead here through 1 and 2. Ooh, they're still side-by-side for the 4th and 5th positions. Jason Doro, Dustin Franklin, and it's Jordan Roughton in the 18 car that has found his way past that battle and into the 4th position. A lot of these drivers taking turns, going from the back to the front. The draft is very powerful. We talked about the multiple grooves here for Kansas Speedway. A lot of these drivers preferring the top, and you can really slide job the car in front of you if you can get a good enough run and clear them. But it's been tough to pass all race long, and we've seen that since the drop of the green flag. There's Jason Armstrong, one of our round of 8 drivers, battling there with the 6 car of Jackson Stotts, as well as Jesse Carlson in the 20, our pole sitter, and Ayrton Frederick in the 15. Tanner Swaley just behind him in the number 68 car. We're in the final few laps of Stage 2, and the battle for the lead. Oh, okay, perfect. White flag has been shown for these drivers in Stage 2. Kevin Tattersall knows it, and he's going to the inside. Power move one last time, looking for the stage win. Alex Tesdall gets that run coming out of the turn that I've been talking about all race long. And Alex is going to win Stage 1 at Kansas Speedway. How about that? 5 very valuable stage points. Excuse me, Stage 2, yes. Stage 2 win goes to Alex in the 16 for Bruv Motorsports, and what a drive it was for him. 5 very valuable points. When it comes to playoff points, they don't carry on with you to the round of 4, so it's all about those stage points and the end of race points. And Alex off to a good start here tonight. Alex, how's the car feeling? How were you able to do that and win Stage 1?
The car's a rocket ship, and just protect the top, and others will struggle to get around you. So.
All right, then. Top 5 from Stage 2. Whenever you get a minute, don't forget to pit, though.
Me, Taddy, Mucka, PC, Napa, NASCAR King.
All right. And I didn't see anything you did wrong there, but the 18 of Jordan Roughton a little bit upset with the 16 of Alex Tesdall, and honestly, I didn't see anything wrong there. the outside line's the preferred lane to be, and that's where Alex was, and I don't really expect him to go where the speed is not. The green flag has been shown to these drivers. They're heading towards turn 1. Final stage time for the first race in the round of 8. Expect green flag pit stops if this entire stage stays green, but I don't know if it will. We've seen cautions twice now for an on-track incident. We've seen these drivers get really racy here early, right from the get-go, stage 1, stage 2, and I don't expect it to tone it down at all here for the final stage. Oh, I heard contact. The 68 of Tanner Swaley went up and found the outside wall. I think there was a few others involved. There was Brett Baker, Dave Marks Jr., and Jason Armstrong, one of the round of 8 drivers. There's Armstrong. He's going again, but heavy damage for him. And all 5 or 6 of those drivers have lost the draft with the lead group and has really spread out this 20-car field. And that's exactly what the drivers up here in the top 9 or 10 really wanted to see, because that more than likely means we're staying green for a little while here. We're battling for the lead side by side. Kevin Tattersall going for it. Kevin in the 54, 3 wins this season. Jason Doro in the purple card in second up there on the outside line. 3 wins for him this season as well. Alex in the 16, 2 wins. So a lot of the drivers that have found a great amount of success here in the 2021 NASCAR MotorMaster Series are up there yet again, along with a few new faces. Jordan Roughton in that 18 car looking for his first win. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 looking for his first win of the season. Dustin Franklin in the 11 car looking for his first win. Found victory lane for the first time, Dustin did, in the Truck Series recently. Whoa, Nick Don Francesco in the 5 found the outside wall, lost a couple of positions because of it. And there you see him, still soldiering on, and he still has the draft of the lead group, but now things have gotten a little bit tougher for him. It's been the Alex Tesdahl show ever since about the midway point of stage 2. Jason Doro runs in second, and Jordan Roughton running in third. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 scored in 4th, and it's Dustin Franklin rounding out the top 5. The top 9 have separated themselves from the rest of the field just a little bit here, and then it's a little ways back to that second group of cars, and that's being led by Jesse Carlson in the 20 car, who scored in 10th. Jackson Stotts in the 6th. Right behind him in 11th, not too far. And how many laps to go at the line? Oh yeah, folks, a long way to go. And it's become a bit of a tradition here for MotorMaster Monday to crank it up, so we're going to do that, but we're not going to do it quite yet because we want to bring you this update. Jordan Roughton just squeezed Jason Doro up in the wall, and he takes second place as a result. It was a wild slide job move, and the very next turn, Jordan overdrives, finds the outside wall just a little bit, and now he's going to get passed by a couple more cars and go to the back of this lead group. And that allows Alex Tesdahl to get way out in front. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 car is looking to take second. And there you see him. Kevin Tattersall, the blue and yellow 54, looking to go with him and take third. They have Jason Doro stuck down there on the bottom line. And it sounds weird to say, folks, having a car be pinned down on the inside line. But it's just kind of the way it goes here at Kansas Speedway. Very hard to pass, and it's all about the outside line for the most part, especially on these preset sliders here for these Xfinity cars. And the top 5 has really changed. The top 4 spots are being held by round of 8 drivers. And then you can also look at Dustin Franklin in this group. He was a round of 12 driver, but was eliminated in that round, so was a playoff driver and having a good run here in this race. Trenton Krentz in the 36 car is now the lead car in the second group, and he scored in the 9th position. Jesse Carlson in the 20, rounding out the top 10, and whoa, they might be friends, folks, but I'll tell you, they're racing like they really want to, like they have some history at this track or something. Jordan Routon in the 18 just squeezed his buddy Dustin Franklin up in the wall, and that was a battle for the 8th and 9th positions, excuse me, 7th and 8th positions rather. Brett Baker in the 21 goes a lap down, lets the leaders go. You see his car slower down below the yellow line there as they head into turn 1. And problems for Timmy Brown in the 9. Didn't see exactly what happened to him, but he was cruising through the grass there on the front stretch, and he comes to a stop against the inside wall there for a moment. He's going to get it back going again, I think, but I don't know. He's having a tough time there. And that number 9 car, 68, was stopped on pit road. He's out of the race. Tanner Swaley is, and done for the day. Cameron Norton in the 1 as well. So this leaves 18 cars left on the racetrack, and I believe that 16 of them are on the lead lap. Brett Baker, Timmy Brown, they're off the lead lap. I believe Dave Marks Jr. in the 51 might be as well. And it's a 4-car battle. Excuse me, 4-car battle for the lead.
Might have been an intentional wreck in turn 3.
Yeah, I just saw that. The 18 car just went flying into the turn and made contact with the outside wall. I think he was going for Dustin Franklin in the 11 car, but he missed him, went up the hill, found the wall, and he's lost touch with that lead group now. He's got Jackson Stotts in the 6 to his inside. Now he does, and he clears him, and he's going to soldier out of there and down the back straightaway with a big run of momentum. But that's a tough break for he and Dustin Franklin in that 11 and the 18 for Jordan Routon. They both have lost touch with the lead pack, and it's going to be tough for them to make up this ground. Still, Alex Tesdall leads with Josh Colm-Diaz in second, and the 5 machine, Nick Don Francesco, scored in third, Jason Doro fourth, Kevin Tattersall fifth, Ayrton Frederick in the 15 car scored in sixth. It's the top 6 cars that have driven away a little bit and have some distance in between themselves and that second group of cars, the second group of cars being led by Dustin Franklin. Jordan Routon in the 18 car off the track and done for the day now, and that's a tough break. He was up there running in the top 10 when he started to have issues here in the final stage. We have under 40 laps to go in the final stage. It's Alex Tesdall leading. We're going to do our good old-fashioned crank it up, folks. Grab that volume knob, turn it up, and listen to these engines roar as they rock around Kansas Speedway. It is the Lottery 300, round 32 of the 2021 NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. And crank it back down, folks. We're going to bring you back to full commentary for the Lottery 300 here at Kansas Speedway. It is round 32 of the 2021 NASCAR MotorMaster Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. And 20 drivers started this race. It's the first race in the round of 8. 8 playoff drivers came into this race hoping to hit the lottery and punch their ticket into the championship 4. A race win locks you in. But if these drivers need to point their way in, it is the top 5 in the stages that receive points, and then of course your finish at the end of these races is very important as well. We're in the final stage. We're expecting green flag scheduled pit stops if we stay green for the entire length of this stage. Right now we have done just that. Kevin Tattersall is your new race leader, took the lead from Alex Tesdall with a little bit of contact made between the two, just about 2 or 3 laps ago. Jason Doro runs in second. We're riding with him here. And Nick Donfrancesco in the 5 and 3rd. Alex Tesdall slipped back to the 4th position just a little bit ago. But Ayrton Frederick has recently just slipped back into 5th. Alex was able to pull to the inside with a power move and take that position back. And I don't know where the driver in 6th went. We have green flag pit stops beginning here at Kansas Speedway, and that's where he went. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 car is on pit road getting service. I was wondering where that red number 7 Chevy Camaro went, and that's where his pit stall. 4 tires and fuel is the call for the round of 8 playoff driver. Kevin in the lead as a round of 8 driver. Got into the round of 8 actually with a race win. He was able to lock his way into this into the round of 8 with that victory, and was able to dodge the Charlotte Roval race earlier tonight because of that win. Did not need to enter it and get points to secure his position in the round of 8. Here he comes, pit road. Alex Tesdall going to join him in the 16, as is Jason Doro in the 08, Ayrton Frederick in the 15, Flash 9, so Matt Smith in the 10 going to do the same. Jesse Carlson, the pole sitter. And what's big about that, folks, Jesse wins a lot of pole awards here in NASCAR, and he just tied the record for the most pole awards in a single season here tonight with his pole award at Kansas Speedway, tying Cody Giles, Fluffy, for the most wins, or excuse me, pole awards rather, in a single season for the NASCAR MotorMaster Series. So congratulations to Jesse and the 20 team. Now it's important to note, Nick Donfrancesco, he went 1 extra lap around the racetrack, was able to lead a lap because of that, but now he surrenders the lead and comes to pit road. It's going to be interesting to see where this cycles everybody out at the end of the pit stops. We saw Alex Tesdall, he's still in front of Matt Smith, but he's actually going to drop in behind Josh Colm-Diaz, who pit 1 lap sooner and was able to use those fresh tires 1 lap sooner and get that track position. Leapfrogged him a little bit there. Let's actually throw it down to the InRace reporter Alex Tesdall to find out who the current race leader is and how many laps to go.
The current leader is 54, and we got 27 to go.
All right, so 27 laps remaining, and that's gonna be really close actually for all of you drivers making it to the end of this race on the fuel and the tires that you have. How concerned are you about that?
Well, right now I'm about a lap and a half short, so yeah, not looking good.
I'm thinking that almost everybody is in that boat, though. Maybe Nick Donfrancesco in the 5 might actually be 1 lap to the good, or might be right on the cut line for making it to the end of this one. You lost the lead earlier in this race, Alex, but before that you appeared to maybe be the class of the field. What happened there, and how strong is the car at this point?
The car's still as fast as it's ever been. This 54 car made a desperate move to the bottom and kind of put us at the wall a bit. So that's what set us back a bit.
All right, we'll check back in with you later on. Good luck to you. All right then, so 25 laps remaining now for these drivers, and they're all going to be very, very close on the fuel and the tires that they have to making it to the end without having to stop again. In fact, we might see the front runners begin to lift a little bit and run slower lap times trying to conserve their fuel, but Time will tell. As of now, it doesn't appear that they're slowing down at all. Kevin Tattersall is the leader. Jason Doro runs in second. Ayrton Frederick in the 15 car, the yellow car coming into the picture behind them every now and then, is scored in third. And it was a history-making moment earlier tonight for Ayrton Frederick. Won the race earlier at the Charlotte Roval, and it was his first ever NASCAR MotorMaster Series win. He's got 2 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series wins, and both of those were also on a road course, so he really has the road courses figured out. But he's showing here tonight, he's got these 1.5 miles figured out too, running solid up there in third, in the draft with the top 2, and has a shot to win. Nick Don Francesco in the 5 car, trying to chase down Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7. That would be a battle for the 4th and 5th positions. Nick has 2 or 3 lap fresher tires than Josh in the 7. As of now, it's very clear that Josh in the 7 car is not able to make it to the end of the race without having to pit again. The only one I think that might be close enough to do it is Nick Don Francesco in the 5, but it's going to be interesting to see how this all unfolds. The top 5 or 6 have kind of separated themselves from the rest of the field just a little bit. And then in 7th, you find the driver of the 10, Matt Smith. Actually, you find the 12 of Jason Armstrong. Let's throw it down to the MRace reporter, Alex Tesdahl. Alex, is Armstrong the one scored behind you in 7th?
No, it's Flash 9.
Okay, so it's 1 lap down for the round of 8 driver. Armstrong, unfortunately, a little bit of damage for that number 12 Ford Mustang. There you see him. 7th car in line, but he's 1 lap down. I believe the first car 1 lap down. Matt Smith running in 7th. Jesse Carlson scored in 8th. There's Timmy Brown in the 9 machine, also 1 lap down. Non-playoff driver, former NASCAR Brickyard 200 winner. Good to see Dave Marks Jr. back in the number 51 car. Part-time schedule, and always has a fast number 51 car, but he comes out to these races. Got a pole award a couple of weeks ago for one of these races, and good to see him come back. He's working down the back straightaway now and into turn 3. He's got the leaders coming behind them, and there's actually a 5-car battle for the lead going on right now that we're going to check in with. I didn't see exactly how this unfolded, but Nick Don Francesco in the 5 was able to get around Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7, and after that they were both able to draft together, run down the top 3, and now there's 5 of them right there. You can throw a blanket on top of them. They're fighting tooth and nail for that race lead. Alex Tesdahl is in the 16 car running in 6th, but he's lost touch a little bit with this top 5 group. Could be some fuel consumption going on. It appears the top 5 not saving very much, getting hungry, getting eager to take the lead and try to win this race. Under 20 laps to go here in the Lottery 300, and a lot of these drivers looking to hit the lottery here tonight at Kansas Speedway, especially these round of 8 playoff drivers looking to lock their way into the championship 4 at Phoenix. Kevin Tattersall, your race leader. If he were to win, he would be locked into that championship event. If Jason Doro in the 08 car were to win, just behind him there, he would be locked into the championship 4. If Josh Colm-Diaz running in 5th were to win, he's locked into the championship 4. If Alex Tesdahl running in 6th were to win, he's locked into the championship 4. There's a lot on the line here. Second place feels good, but first place feels so much better when you're in the playoffs. And problems for Ayrton Frederick in the 15 car. A moment ago, we had a 5-car battle going on for the race lead, and now there's a little bit of front-end damage to Ayrton's number 15 Camaro, and I didn't see exactly how this unfolded, but he's now lost the draft with the top 3. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 car has also lost the draft with the top 3. He runs in 4th, and we have a battle for the race lead. Nick Donfrancesco, on 1 or 2 lap fresher tires than these two, has just worked his way around Jason Doro for the 2nd position, and now he's right there behind Kevin and in position to challenge for the race lead if he were to get a big run. We've seen it all race long, folks. Many different grooves able to be used here to get some speed and to get a run on the car in front of you, but the most popular way to do it is the way we're seeing right now on our screens. Running the outside line, getting the draft with the car in front of you, and then making a move to the bottom when you get that run going into the next turn, hoping that you can make a good enough run to slide up in front of that car and clear him. Folks, I don't know if I saw that right. I did. Kevin Tattersall is going to pit road. So is Jason Doro in the 08 car. This is going to give the race lead to Nick Donfrancesco in the 5. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 is running in 2nd now, and this is a little early, folks. I know that they were all a little bit short, I think, on fuel and tires, maybe by about a lap or 2, but I still would have figured that they would have ran it all the way until they couldn't anymore, and they maybe did a splash and go pit stop. But no, folks, they're proving me wrong here, and they're on pit road already. There you see Kevin in the 54 leaving pit road, and Dustin Franklin in the 11 car has come to a stop in his pit stop for service as well. The leader, Nick Donfrancesco, works his way around. Jesse Carlson in the 20. Jesse, I don't think, has been to pit road yet. I think Jesse is just simply trying to save his fuel to try to get to the end. There's so much going on right now, folks. Let's throw it down to the in-race reporter, Alex Tesdahl. Alex, how many laps to go when the leaders hit the line this time by?
It'll be 11 to go.
Oh, man. So 11 remaining. Nick is the leader in the 5, non-playoff driver. Honestly, if you're Nick Donfrancesco, you're going for the win. You came out here tonight to try to get the win. You got no wins this season. You have MotorMaster Series wins in the past. But if you're Nick, you're hungry. You want this 2021 MotorMaster Series win. And you're not a playoff driver, so there's nothing at stake. Even if you were to fall short on the tires and fuel at the end of this race, finishing in 15th is not necessarily a big deal for him at this point. You can see the difference on tires, though. Kevin Tattersall in the 54 just flew up behind these two. Kevin been to pit road already, looking to leapfrog these drivers, hoping that they also need to come to pit road before the end of this race. Under 10 to go. Kevin's going to go to the inside, much fresher tires. Don't know if he's going to have the run to complete the pass or not as they come out of turn 4. No, he doesn't. The top 2 stay glued, bumper to bumper. I think at this point, Nick in the 5 is trying to lift and save a little bit, but he's having a tough time doing that because Josh in the 7 is right there challenging for the lead, and if Nick lifts too much, he's going to lose the lead to Josh in the 7. They work their way down the back straightaway now. There was contact made with the outside wall for Josh in the 7. He had to lift a lot, and now Nick in the 5 car, it was very obvious that he lifted a lot there on the back straightaway. And Josh Colm-Diaz tried to pounce and take the lead, but the outside line's going to prevail and stay strong yet again. Nick clears him, keeps the lead. And now they're going into turn 1. Oh, man. And I believe it's Alex Tesdahl running in the 3rd position, but he's just dropped so far back behind this crew. Alex, where are you running?
Currently in the 5th spot.
And who's in 3rd and 4th?
Flash 9 and Ayrton Pitts.
Oh, wow. So Matt Smith all the way up into 3rd. Ayrton Frederick has now worked his way into 4th. They're desperately trying to make it to the end of this race on the tires and fuel that they have. And it's Josh Colm-Diaz leading the race. Oh, I don't know if this is what Josh should be doing right now. It looks like he's driving really hard. Maybe he should be saving. I don't know. He took the lead from Nick Donfrancesco, and I think that Nick is better on fuel than he is, and Josh still pushing harder. And yeah, folks, Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 is going to surrender the race lead and come to pit road. This leaves Nick Francesco in the 5 car with the race lead. And Jason Doro in 2nd, Matt Smith in 3rd, Alex Tesdall in 4th. And what a big return for Nick Francesco. Could you imagine? Coming back from racing NASCAR Elite National Series racing on iRacing and coming here to the MotorMaster Series and parking it in victory lane for the first time all season long. It would be quite the return for him. He's doing a good job. And whoa, we found the outside wall coming into turn 2 there. I hope a tire's not down for him. He's really limping it down the back straightaway now. Oh, climbed the hill way more than he has all race long as he went into turn 3 that last time by. He might be trying his best to manage the tires that he has on that car. At the line now, I believe he's got 5 laps to go, but we'll confirm with Alex.
Yeah, it's 5 to go. 4 to go for the leader.
Oh, 4 to go now, okay.
Fuel's gonna be close.
It's going to be close for a lot of these drivers, and all the round of 8 drivers are hoping that Nick can't make it, because if he can't, then it's going to give the win to Jason Doro, I believe. So actually, I guess every playoff driver is hoping Nick can make it, because if Jason wins, he's locked into that championship 4, and all of these round of 8 playoff drivers would much rather see nobody locked in and guaranteed at this point. Matt Smith runs in 3rd. He's close enough to capitalize if the 5 runs out of fuel. Nick is really backing his pace down in this number 5 Toyota Supra. You can tell, you can see the purple car gaining ground, and that's Jason Doro. If he can get there, we're going to see a battle for the lead between 2 cars that don't have very much fuel or tires left. 3 to go. He's there. Only about 5 or 6 car lengths separating the 2 now. Oh, and Nick goes way down to the white line. And he's going to give the race lead to Jason Doro. And evidently the 5 car cannot make it the distance on the fuel that he has. Sputtering as he goes into turn 3. And the 08 car is your new race leader.
Actually, the 10 car is the leader.
Oh, what happened to Doro? He's a lap down?
I guess.
Oh, wow. So we have 2 laps remaining, right?
Yeah.
2 to go. Matt Smith the leader. And he's looking to make history. What lap are you on? Hit X.
I'm on 99.
Okay.
He's coming down the backstretch, so it's the white flag for him.
Oh, you pit?
No, I had to back off that much.
Oh, that much? Wow, we missed a lot here. So Matt Smith is coming out of turn 4, and he's going to make history, folks. This win is his 10th win of the season. He ties Noco's record for the most wins in a single season. He wins the lottery. He wins the lottery 300 at Kansas Speedway. 12th career NASCAR MotorMaster Series win, which is the most all-time, and 10th win of the 2021 season for him. He's locked in to the round of 4. He was arguably going to be locked in based on points anyways, even if he only had a couple of mediocre finishes in the round of 8, based on his performance in the regular season champion, highest playoff point total, and another win for him here tonight. And don't forget the results for me. Man, the Bruv cars strong here tonight. Alex Tesdall in the 16 led a lot of laps. He won stage 2 and nearly won this race. Matt Smith came to life later on in this race. Didn't talk about him much all broadcast long, and all of a sudden he was on the right strategy in the final stage to make it the entire distance, and this might really shuffle up the final race results. We'll have to see where all of the round of 8 drivers ended up finishing, as some of them needed to come to pit road. And fastest race lap goes to Kevin Tattersall, driver of the 54, one of our round of 8 drivers as well. Don't go anywhere, folks. Post-race interviews coming up with the top 3 finishers. Might even snag a couple of others while we're at it. Did you send them? Thanks, man. And let the post-race interviews begin. We're going to start with the driver who had a solid run, really, from start to finish. Led laps and ran in the top 10 all race long. Josh Colom-Diaz, the driver of the number 7 Chevy Camaro. Josh is one of our round of 8 playoff drivers and came into this race with high hopes, needed points. Not necessarily one of the drivers seeded highly with playoff points, so a good run here at Kansas was definitely a must for his the start of his round of 8. Congratulations on your top 5, Josh. How were you able to pull off such a good finish here tonight? The car looked good for the short runs, looked like it would fade a little bit for the long runs, but then it seemed like in the later part of the race it was stronger on the long runs. Were you making adjustments? How was the car tonight?
Very good tonight, Ty. You guys supplied me a fast car. Almost, I could taste I almost pulled in trouble. Almost.
We saw that you had to pit late in the race because everybody actually ended up being short on the tires and the fuel. Did that worry you any? I'm surprised that you ended up getting a top 5 out of the deal.
No, because I remember from last year's race, there was a lot of guys running out of fuel, so I did what Troublesome did last year, so that's what I did this year.
How hard was it to pass out there in this race? We saw drivers getting a run with the draft up top, trying to slingshot down to the bottom and slide up in front of them, but we saw a lot of cars getting stuck 2x2 and having to drop back and fall in line. How tough was it out there to pass tonight?
It was a pain in the butt. That's what it was.
What are your goals for the remainder of the round of 8?
Either win Texas or Martinsville.
All right, then. Best of luck to you. Congratulations on your top 5. Moving forward, driver who finished in 4th, the driver of the 08 Chevy Camaro, FRR CEO, and that is Jason Doro, and everybody knows him as Mucka, and one of the very best here on the NASCAR Heat 5 game. Had an up and down day in this race, and honestly on the last lap there I thought it was you that was coming up to challenge for the lead when Nick had to go to pit road, but you were one lap down after either pitting because you were short or saving so much because you were short. What happened there at the end, and tell us how you were still able to pull off a top 5.
Thanks, Ty. I just found I was running similar lines as Taddy. Tried to work with him in that second position for a while there in the 3rd stage. Started backing off, trying to save fuel. I wasn't going to be able to, so I saw K-Taddy dump below the line, tell me he was pitting, so I went in with him. I ended up taking 4 tires. I don't know why, but I ended up taking 4 tires and drove the tires off of it to get it back in that top 5.
You never really fully know what to do with these pit stops, with all these strategies, especially in the final stage. It's a lot like a high-speed chess match, I always call it, and you tend to agree. When you made that pit stop and took the 4 tires, were you regretting it right away? What was going through your mind with that decision process?
I kind of hoped that K-Taddy was taking some tires, but when I see him take fuel only and leave the pits, I knew I was in trouble, and I really had to drive the wheels off of that thing to even have a chance to get back in that top 5.
Was it possible for you to take 2 or none? How were the tires looking at that point? See, for me as a driver, usually I find that others can take that, no tires or 2 tires, and I have to take 2 or 4.
Yeah, no, 2 would have been. I don't think I could have made it on 4. I was just below that 50% mark with 14 laps left. So I knew it was going to be, I had to take at least rights, and that's what I was trying for, but ended up didn't hit the button and took 4, and just happy to get it back in the top 5.
Overall, how happy are you about this? Great start to the round of 8 for you. You came close to getting the win, but is a top 5 finish still good enough for you to have a smile on your face at the end of the night?
It was a pretty rough night once again for the 08. Had a good running car at the Roval. Ended up getting taken out there in the 3rd stage. Fought my way back up into the top 10. First couple stages got into some incidents. Kind of had a incident on the track with the 19, I believe it is. Kind of just got past him, got away from him, and tried to get some clean air. So just happy to be in the top 5.
Congratulations on a great start to the round of 8, and good luck to you at Texas and Martinsville next Monday.
Thanks, Ty. Good win, Flash.
And moving forward with the driver interviews here, we have the number 15 of Ayrton Frederick, parketed in the 3rd position at the end of all of that. And honestly, we talked about you a bit for this race, but then we kind of fell off a little bit on you. Later on in the race, we lost track of a lot of the drivers that were contending for this win in the shuffle of pit stops in the final stage, and everyone was on so many different strategies. We didn't know who was where or doing what. Take us through your final stage. Tell us how you were able to pull off that 3rd place finish. Did you end up coming to pit road, or did you make it?
I pit about basically the same lap everybody else in that front group did, and as soon as I left the pits, I knew I was going to be a lap or so short, so I wanted to catch the 2 leaders, I believe the 54 and the 08, and I wanted to catch them and try to just stay in their draft to save gas, but I knew that wasn't going to be enough, so I just backed off all the way, spent a couple laps just not even on the throttle on the backstretch, and I just saved the entire way to the checker flag, even ran out before, I think added turn 2 on the last lap. I ran out and just rolled all the way home. But very, very proud to finish the race, moving, and in 3rd place. It was a really good day. I felt like it was a lot of speed, but fuel mileage races have never really been my thing. So a 3rd place, I'm definitely proud of that.
A lot of 2 and 3, 4 wide action here in this race tonight. You went from the back to the front a couple of different times, but for the most part, it seemed like you had good track position and good ground under your feet. What did you do to prepare for this race? How was the car feeling compared to the start of the run to the end of the run?
As any race, it's always looser at the end, and this being a high group track, that can get pretty antsy when the tires get low because you start sliding up towards the wall or getting loose off the baking. So it was just making sure you keep the car off the wall and make sure that you don't slide into other guys. It was really tight on the bottom groove. So that's why it was so hard to pass, and that's why track position was so important.
Yeah, we saw that a lot in this race. Very tough to pass, but you seem to pass a lot of them out there somehow. Congratulations on a top 3.
Thanks, Ty.
And moving forward, Kevin Tattersall, driver of the number 54 car. And a great start to the round of 8 for him. 3 wins this season. One of the favorites to win the championship this year, and had a strong run to back it up yet again here tonight at Kansas Speedway, nearly winning the Lottery 300 here tonight, but came up a little short just because of some wild strategy there at the end. Kevin, we saw you peel down pit road a little bit early in the final stage run there, that last long green flag run. Did you know right away that you couldn't make it, and that's why you chose to short pit? What did you do on the pit stop, and how strong was the car overall tonight?
Yeah, that final stop, so the one that happened in the middle of the stage, I had been right after there. I'd seen I was going to be about a lap short, and I actually thought that Napa Fan was going to get the win with being able to pit a lap later. And then I seen it was about a lap and a half, and then it kept getting worse and worse fuel mileage. So I actually backed the throttle down, and I don't know if it was on stream, but I started running the bottom groove and running about 7,500 RPMs through the corners, and right about 8,000 RPMs on the straightaway, trying to save fuel. But I was still losing the fuel mileage, so I decided to stop backing it off. And then one time I went full throttle all the way around the track, got about a second lead on Mucka, and I tried backing it off even more, about 6,500 to 7,000 RPMs, and I still didn't save any fuel. So I decided, well, I might as well just pull off now, get the half I can and get back out. The positive is because I had backed down those couple laps, I was able to finish the race on the tires without taking any. I only had 4% left though at the end of the race.
Wow, so a couple of different strategies rolled into one is really what resulted in your second place finish here tonight. I asked a similar question to Jason Doro earlier in the interviews. Overall, how happy are you with this? You're a round of 8 driver, you nearly won the race, and every driver loves to win, but is this second place finish good enough to give you the momentum that you need for the rest of this playoff round?
Well, I don't know. I actually entered. I advanced, but I have less points than some of the other guys in front of me, so I actually entered like 5th in points. The point sheet showed me in 4th, but I had about 5th place in overall points, so it's a good finish. I'm actually a little disappointed at the beginning of Stage 3. Some of the guys raced me a little harder than I was hoping, being a playoff guy, and because of that, I wasn't able to stay out that extra lap or two. I had to drive the car pretty hard to get to the lead, and I think that cost me. Otherwise, me and Flash should have been up there battling for it. As in Stage 1 and Stage 2, Flash and I seem to be right about the same speed.
Either way, congratulations on your top 5 finish here tonight, your runner-up finish at Kansas Speedway, and best of luck to you in the rest of your playoff run.
Yeah, thanks, and huge shout out to Flash. Good race, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Moving forward, to victory lane we go. History has been made, folks. It has happened. It's been done. We didn't know if it would ever happen. We didn't know if it would happen 5 years from now, 10 years from now, ever. But it's happened. Noco's record for most wins in a single season has been broken. He set it last year in 2020 on NASCAR Heat 4, 10 wins in a single season, en route to winning the championship here for the MotorMaster Series last year. Matt Smith wins the Lottery 300 here tonight at Kansas Speedway and claims his 10th win of the season and 12th win in his MotorMaster Series career. Congratulations. It was a crazy race from start to finish. 2, 3, and 4 wide. A lot of different leaders. For a while I thought Alex Tesdall, your teammate, was going to win this race. Then I thought Kevin Tattersall was going to win this race. Then I thought Nick Donfrancesco was going to go the whole way. And then at the end of it all, we didn't even talk about you too much, and all of a sudden it's you we're talking about here in Victory Lane. Congratulations, buddy. Walk us through your race. Tell us how this all unfolded.
Oh, man, thank you. Had to work, extremely hard. It's not like in a little bit different of a sense that I wasn't working my butt off to pass people. It was just trying to get in a position. I felt like if it was a real car, I'd have no doors left, no fenders left, probably no hood. I'd be hanging, out the window or whatnot, but it was, I don't know, it was so much contact. It was like everyone was on edge. The first 2 stages, everyone was bouncing off the wall, and I don't lose my temper too often, but it was time. I felt like I needed to say something, about stage 2, because it wasn't, looking like a good race, from a driver's standpoint, and just got banged around at the beginning of stage 3 and lost a lot of time, and had some damage. Just kind of rode around with NASCAR oof there for a little bit, maintained the gap, and had such a, had a lot of room around me where I could save fuel. I was basically saving fuel entire last fuel tank, and was just hoping that the 5 would run out. Thank God he did.
What was going through your mind through that last run? Because I'll admit, I thought from up here in the booth that he was going to make it. He pit a lap or 2 later than almost everybody else, and I thought surely he's going to make it. I think that the 7 of Josh Colm-Diaz kind of pushed him to burn up more fuel than he anticipated. And I don't know, I don't really know exactly what happened there with all of that. But yeah, take us through those last 14, 10, 15 laps. Where did you think you were going to end up? How did you think it was going to all unfold from that point in the race?
I think at a certain point it was almost an advantage for me to be at the front pack, because if you're part of the first 5-6 years, it's hard to bet. Because you're fearing can make, you don't want to let them get, and the way I was catching on speed, so I was saving, and everyone was in the same chat. I was just listening to everyone was pretty much pushing as hard as they could, and trying to stay out of any up from behind me. And yeah, I think Taddy's best, track, you keep fuel the longer you go. So if you're paying attention the first half of the run, there was a way of making it up. So I got to a point where I saved, and Nick talking about his errors if you make it, and a huge chunk out there pushing, and I think coming to the white flag, I believe he ran out on the back stretch, making sure I had enough to get to the line.
Only 3 races left this season for the MotorMaster Series: Texas, Martinsville, and the championship race at Phoenix. You're now locked into that championship race at Phoenix. Tell us what that means to you as a driver. Tell us how good those 3 tracks are for you as a driver, and what are your goals for the remaining 3 races?
Well, I'll be at the dirt race this coming weekend, so I actually won't be here for the next 2 races next Monday. So tonight race in Kansas, had extra importance for me to get the win. So that meant a lot. Get this out of the way, and I'll just get 7th win at Phoenix, and hopefully we can bring it together.
Wishing you the best of luck. Everything that you've done this season so far for the MotorMaster Series has come together, and very nicely for you, I must say. Congratulations on the Lottery 300 win here tonight at Kansas.
All right, thank you so much.
And that was the 2020 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion, Matt Smith, looking to become the 2021 NASCAR MotorMaster Series champion in these Xfinity cars here this year. He's locked into the championship race at Phoenix, folks. That's 2 weeks from now. Don't miss it. He'll be there, and you should be too. Let's quickly throw it over to our in-race reporter, Alex Tesdall. Alex, sum up the race for us a little bit. You led a lot of laps in this race. You won Stage 2. You finished in 6th at the end of this race. You saved a whole bunch of fuel and tires there at the end, but it almost bit you more than it helped you. If you could have redone any of that at the end, that strategy, would you have done it all over again, and what would you have done?
Yeah, I'm kicking myself over that one. I really should have followed the 54 down pit road, because I had to back off so much to just get that car to the end. Almost lost a lap, and had one of the fastest cars out there, and got solid points in both stages. Won the second one. Pretty confident, led the most laps. Just once again, couldn't put it together.
It's hard to make that decision, though, because you would think, by the sounds of it, even when you're throwing the idea around in your head, you would think that when you pit, that it's going to be costing you more time than it is to be running slower around the track and save the tires and fuel. So I really don't blame you, but at least you salvaged a top 10 and good points here to start your round of 8. What are your goals for Texas and Martinsville? Have you been practicing there, and how good are those tracks for you as a driver?
Texas is all right. Martinsville have gotten better, but don't see race-winning pace at either. But you never know. Put some practice in, and maybe we can go get ourselves a win.
Well, you've done that 2 other times this season. 2 wins for you in the 2021 MotorMaster season. Good luck to you next week, and congratulations on a successful start to the round of 8.
Thanks.
And we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to round 32 of the 2021 NASCAR MotorMaster Series season, round 33 rather, of the 2021 MotorMaster Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. I had to think about that one for a minute. So many races And yeah, it's almost done, folks. Only 3 races remaining until we crown a 2021 NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series champion. And we have 8 playoff drivers left in the hunt. We know who one of those final 4 drivers will be, and his name is Matt Smith, driving for Bruv Motorsports in that number 10 Camaro. From all of us here at NOSSCAR, we're saying so long, and enjoy the rest of your evening, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the broadcast. Stay fast, folks.